Initiating login sequence. Welcome to Alyx's world.
Alright. Welcome to Alyx's world, a safe space for wrestling fans like you. I am your host, Alyx. Just Alyx. Welcome to my NXT Takeover 31 review and results broadcast. You know how we do it. We are going to break down all the matches, talk about the results, give you guys my thoughts, tell you whether it's worth your time or not if you haven't seen it, or just to discuss what we saw if you did see it with me live. And of course, I would love to get your thoughts about this. Let's just wait till I get to the actual show to give you my actual opinions on it. Did it really meet the standard of a NXT Takeover? We'll talk about it. But regardless of my opinion, please give me your thoughts down below. And if you're here in the live chat, please give me your thoughts in the live chat. And if this is the first time you're watching me and you like what I have to say, do me a solid favor. Like the video, subscribe, and click that bell to catch all my content.
Who do you want become the new NXT Women Champion, Ember Moon or Toni Storms at NXT Halloween Havoc?
We'll have to get to that one. I don't know if they'll really be champ by that point, but who knows? NXT has done some shocking things before, but I don't see either one of them touching the championship that early. But we'll get to it when we get to it. But yeah, like the video, subscribe, click the bell to catch all my content. While you're at it, help expand the brand. Expand the bell. Look at me. Help expand the brand by doing the following things. Like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter at VX1, Alyx's World. Also give me a follow on Instagram. Donate using PayPal, Patreon, and yes, Super Chats are officially on, as you've seen with Sam P. Boone. Just follow his lead. Don't forget to buy yourself a t-shirt today at Pro Wrestling Tees. Get you a new school Alyx's World t-shirt, get you an old school Deluxe Man t-shirt, or get you a brand new blonde hair, blue eyes, apple pie, America t-shirt today at both Teespring or Pro Wrestling Tees. Whichever one fits your bill, ladies and gentlemen, be a part of the ever-growing brand of Just Alyx. I want to say a couple hellos to the people here in the live chat. Thank you all for joining me. I want to say hello to Phoenix D. Morio. Not Mario, but Morio. All right. Rain in Dark. Sam P. Boone, who donated. Golden Age Gaming. Jose Ortiz. T-Dog Channel. Firestar Heart. Let's, of course, show some respect to the moderators in the house. Firestar Heart, Elias Demi, and Ultra Shadow 97. Be careful that we don't spam, guys. I don't like spamming. You already know I'm going to say your name. You can trust me. I will say your name when we get to it. Joseph Winters, Adam Ritter, Pop Culture Asylum, Martin Braun, King Mike Tuds, Sky Meets World, Steve Callan, Sheba, 3PT, Matt Chapman, Zendale, Rose Misty, Mr. Krabs, and let's do one more. Who's it gonna be? Let's see. Did I say? Wandu. Almost missed you. Sorry about that, Wandu. Well, thank you all for joining me. I understand that during this point in time, there are like 10,000 people doing live broadcasts, and most of the people are over there with them, and ain't much I can do about it. It is what it is. That's just what I have to deal with. It's part of the competition here on YouTube. But I want to thank you all who chose me for your live reviews. And I hope you enjoy what I have to say about the show. So let's talk about some things. Because when it comes to this takeover, and if you've seen my predictions, you would know that I was not that excited going into it. I've made the statement that this is the least excited I've been about NXT. I think the brand has suffered for a multitude of reasons. It suffered from the pandemic, losing the audience. I think losing the crowd was easily the biggest thing that hurt NXT. NXT, in my opinion, was known for having the best crowd in all of wrestling, because the Full Sail crowd was basically ECW. And since they lost that crowd, it hasn't had that same energy. They've also lost big names like Karrion Kross to injury, Keith Lee to the main roster, Matt Riddle, and Mauro Ranallo. Commentary's good. Vic Joseph and Wade Barrett are doing their best, but it's not the same without Mauro and Nigel McGuinness. It's just not. Plus, the roster doesn't really have a direction. There isn't much buzz. So when it came to Takeover 31, I was kind of disappointed. I can't lie to you. It was very disappointing.
Why you didn't want to review SmackDown last night?
I was out with my friend, Kim, who invited me to her birthday party. So I didn't watch SmackDown Live. I did watch it, but after watching it, didn't really feel the need to review it. That's just my opinion. I'll review next week's SmackDown because that's the draft, and they're doing Sasha and Bayley on that show. So definitely you'll get a review. But yeah, I just didn't feel the need to do a SmackDown review, especially since it wasn't live right after the show. But I mean, if you want my thoughts on it, like real quickly, Roman and Jey Uso, clearly doing a rematch to advance the story. I'm cool with Sasha and Bayley next Friday. Let's go. And Alexa Bliss teaming with The Fiend. Awesome. That's all I got to say. Seriously, that's all we got to say about SmackDown. But I kind of figured that usually when NXT has their back against the wall, Triple H and his boys were going to pull out something. They're going to do something different. They're going to, show us that, hey, when NXT is down, we're not out. We're going to find a way to get back on our feet. And in doing so, they introduced a new concept. A brand new presentation for NXT. He calls it the CWC. Not Cruiserweight Classic. I know some of you went, oh, hell yeah. That would have been nice, but nah. This is called the Capital Wrestling Center. It literally is the PC rebranded. They reconstructed the PC. I think they have it where, I don't know if it's bigger on the inside or there's a lot more space, but when you watch it on television, it feels more roomy. It feels a lot more spacious. Because before, it felt like one big warehouse, and it didn't give off a very big-time feel. The same kind of feel that you get from watching Raw, SmackDown, or even AEW. It felt like a warehouse. Now it feels like an arena. I love the reconstruction of the stage with more LED boards, Titantrons. You even got the Thunderdome screens in there, which is cool. I even like the plexiglass has fences around it. It has a nice little underground fight feel to it. Presentation-wise, I'm digging it. I like it. Here's what I don't like. The pumped-in crowd noises. As soon as I heard the pumped-in crowd noises, I groaned. I went, oh, come on. This shit. That was my reaction. Like, this shit. And I hate it because, I hate it for a multitude of reasons. One, look, okay, I understand that you need noise to make the shows feel lively, but when you do fake noises like that and you don't have anything to, go with it, to match with it, it feels fake and it takes you out of it. I don't like it. Now, people have told me before where they've done it, what is it called? Crowd sweetening for SmackDown and all that other stuff. They've done it for years and years and years. Okay, well, I don't recall ever noticing it. You know what I mean? I didn't notice it. Even going back and watching past episodes of SmackDown, which I've done before, I didn't notice the crowd sweetening. I never noticed it all that much. I noticed it here. It's very obvious. There were times during the show where something crazy would happen. We would get, this is awesome. This is, I'm like, what the? It was just like so blatantly fake. And the reason why I don't like that NXT is doing it is because it makes it feel like Raw and SmackDown, which is one thing it should never feel like. Part of the reason why people loved NXT was because it was the alternative. Before there was an AEW, NXT was the alternative. Yes, it was WWE still, but it felt different from Raw and SmackDown. Doing this makes it feel like Raw and SmackDown. It doesn't separate it from the pact. And if you don't separate it from the pact, how are you going to draw in the young audience? That's the problem. That's been the problem with NXT for a while. You're getting the 50 plus, but you're not getting that young demographic, the 18 to 39-year-old. Yeah, you're getting some people watching, but AEW is taking it away from you because they have something that feels fresh, that feels new. When you do the crowd sweetening and you make it this obvious on NXT, you remind people of, oh yeah, this is WWE. This is Raw and SmackDown. So, my biggest complaint is the crowd sweetening, the piped in noises, the fake audio. My suggestion would be just to mic the crowd. Oh, by the way, we have an audience now. It's not a big audience. It's a couple of people there that they've invited, family and friends. But, you know, it does make a difference. Just mic the crowd. Mic your audience. Why does it need to have fake audio for? And if you're going to have fake audio, why even have a crowd? You get what I'm saying? That doesn't make any sense to me. So, no fake audio. Don't do it. Not with NXT. Raw and SmackDown, I hate it with those shows as well, but whatever. Okay? Whatever. NXT, no. Absolutely not. Don't do it. Tonight was like was a nice tryout for it. Don't do it again. Let's just avoid as much as possible going that route. It was announced that on October 28th, NXT will be bringing back Halloween Havoc. That's pretty goddamn cool. NXT Halloween Havoc is a big event that's happening this month, and I am very excited about that. I love Halloween Havoc. It's actually one of my favorite WCW pay-per-views. Matter of fact, I still recall 1997 and 1998 Halloween Havocs. Those two shows alone being one of my favorite shows that they've done. Yes, I still recall 1998 being a pretty bad, not a very bad show, because Hogan and Warrior, and then the Steiners. I'm not gonna say it was a great show, but it's a memorable show because the main event was one of my favorite main events in all of WCW, Goldberg versus DDP, who gave me the shout out, by the way. Check him out, he's awesome. So that's gonna be interesting. The only other piece of news that I do want to talk about is the return of a former NXT champ. So we've been speculating for weeks? Who's returning to NXT? My first prediction was Bobby Roode, but then we saw him return on Raw, so he's out the window. And then I thought, you know who would really need this trade? Who would really need to go back to NXT? Bo Dallas. Bo, leave! And I was really biting into it. I was like, yes, Bo Dallas, here we go. Let's do it. We didn't get either one of those. We got someone that I didn't see coming. The NXT champion to return wasn't a man. It was a woman. It was Ember Moon. I lost it. Let's just be honest here. I got to a point where I thought Ember Moon was never going to wrestle again because she's been hurt for such a long time. It feels like at least over a year. Because I remember that segment where R-Truth was the 24/7 champ. She was chasing after him and she broke her ankle. Just snapped it because she was running so fast. Just Well, she tore her Achilles, to be more specific. And she's been out ever since. And I got to the point where I was like, I don't think she's ever going to wrestle again. So seeing her return tonight made me so happy. And damn it, we thought this NXT Women's Division was already stacked. You got Ember Moon and, by the way, Toni Storm coming in as well. So Toni Storm and Ember Moon with Rhea Ripley, Candice LeRae, Io Shirai, Dakota Kai, damn. Many others. You know, it's still hard to believe that even now in 2020, you got all of these talents that are doing great things on the so-called developmental brand. And when they touch the main roster, it's almost like they just don't register. It's just like, what the hell happened to you? You were so awesome on NXT. You got to the main roster. You became just like everyone else. I hate that. It's stupid. So, I think this was exactly what Ember Moon needs. She needed to come back to NXT. My prediction is heel turn, perhaps. We gotta have something. And by the way, let's give a quick shout out to Tegan Nox, who recently tore her ACL and will be out of action for a long period of time. I feel bad for Tegan because, you know, it's just one of those things where when you suffer the same injury, not once but twice, that's where you start to realize, all right, my time is winding down. Now, to be fair, she's not the only person to tear her ACL more than once. Triple H tore his quad multiple times as well. So did Kevin Nash. And they kept wrestling. So, I want to see her get a speedy recovery, but that sucks. That really does suck, though. For real. I don't wish that on anybody, no matter how much I feel about you. So, get well soon, Tegan Nox. I think those are the only pieces of news that I had to talk about. I think it's time we get into the show. All right. So, let's just break it all down when it comes to TakeOver 31. TakeOver 31 is a good show. Without question. Has some really good wrestling. An amazing main event. The best match on the card was easily the main event. I thought everyone that was on the card went out there and let their heart and soul inside the ring. Blood, sweat, and tears. So I'm not going to be the person.
This is for Core. Hats off. I want more Finn versus Kyle.
Yeah, definitely going to have a lot to say about that main event when we get to it. Thank you for the donation, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, respect to the wrestlers who left it all inside the ring. That being said, one of the reasons I thought NXT was lacking in terms of my interests was that it had no buzz. Did this show change that? Did this show make me go, all right, I need to watch NXT this Wednesday? AEW? Sorry AEW, but I gotta miss out. I gotta see NXT. No, it didn't. This show did nothing to really change my interests. No big storyline coming out of this show. We got a return from Ember Moon. That's it. That's the biggest buzz. That's all we got, guys. Ember Moon's back. I love Ember Moon, but I'm not gonna be jumping at the chance to, oh my god, Ember Moon. No, that's not quite it, guys. We need a little bit more than that. Glad she's back. Oh my god, I'm glad she's back because, again, I thought her career was over. So I'm elated that she's back inside the ring. I just, they didn't hook me. And that's something I'm disappointed That's something that disappoints me. NXT is usually really good at hooking you at takeovers. They at least give you something to go, okay, I gotta check out at least the very next episode. This takeover didn't do that. Man, it's kind of sad. And I'm not gonna sit here and say it's one of their worst shows, because I don't believe that whatsoever. We've had worse takeovers, but compared to the other 30, because we've had 30 now, this would rank in the low. This is a low ranked show. This would be somewhere in the 20s, somewhere around there. I wouldn't put this in the top 10 or the top 20. It'd be in the top 30. Still a good show, but not a lot of buzz coming out of it, from my personal opinion. You can feel differently. If you want to tell me that I'm crazy, have fun. Tell me I'm crazy. But I'm just being real with you. I came out of the show going, okay, that was good, but all right, that's it. All right. But let's just break it down. Let's go match by match and discuss the things that I did like, the takeaways from the show. So we open the match. Let me just say this real quick too. Credit to Wade Barrett, Beth Phoenix, and Vic Joseph. Commentary was good. It was good. And I think it is unfair. And fine, we can just stop the comparisons to Mauro Ranallo, because that's not fair. Or Nigel. It's not fair. They're doing the best they can. And for what they've done, what they are doing, is passable. So, good on them. I thought it was weird that they had certain people sitting next to Vic Joseph in place of Wade Barrett and freaking Beth Phoenix. That was weird. Because they kept cutting back to the announcer table and they showed Vic Joseph with two other people. And I'm just like, who the hell are those people? It's not Wade or Beth. That's weird. You know what I mean? That's very weird. Okay? But whatever. I know why they're there. They're placeholders. But whatever. First match was for the North American Championship. Johnny Gargano versus Damian Priest. As you would expect, this was a really good match. It's Johnny Gargano. It's Johnny Wrestling taking on easily one of the best big men in the world of wrestling, Damian Priest, or Punishment Martinez, whatever you want to call him. I've always been a big fan of his, and it's crazy to me that only now are people. It's now people are waking up to him, and I'm just like, where have y'all been? He's always been this good. And every single takeover, it's like more and more people wake up to him. But I guess that makes sense, because let's be real, NXT draws a bigger audience than ROH. So I can't really be mad at people for opening their eyes to, oh God, he's good. Yeah, he's really good. This match though, other than the big spot where Priest dove, like literally tope suicided over the top rope to the outside, which again, for a big man to do, incredible. And basically crashed and burned on some outside officials. And then you had Gargano do the whole, oh, I'm gonna low blow him and try to sneak a win over him, and that failed. But yeah, outside of that, it was just a good match. I think my issue, once again, it comes down to just the simple fact that Gargano sucks as a heel. Now, I say that not just because of his performance, the way he carries himself as a heel. That's whatever. Look at his record. Look what he's been able to do as a heel. Oh, wait, nothing. He beat Ciampa. That's literally it. That is the only thing he's accomplished. Outside of that, he has not done shit. He has failed at every single opportunity to win a championship. He hasn't done anything. Him or Candice. Both of them have been failures. Some of the most unsuccessful heels I have ever seen. Might as well have just stayed babyface. Like, why didn't you turn heel? Why did you the Gargano way? This is a very unsuccessful way. Why are we doing it this way? This way sucks. You can't win a championship to save your life. At least when you were babyface Gargano, you actually won some championships. You won the tag team championship, you won the North American championship, and you won the NXT championship. And I get that a lot of his takeovers, he loses a lot, which is funny. We call him Mr. Takeover, but he has the biggest win-loss record, the most losses out of anybody on a takeover. I think. There's probably one or two people who have more. But yeah, he has more losses than pretty much anybody. Because he's had the most matches. And when you have the most matches, that adds up and you have more losses than most people do. It's like Shawn Michaels. They call him Mr. WrestleMania, but he has a lot more losses than wins. That's interesting how that works. Because the real WrestleMania should be Undertaker, really. I guess the real takeover, Mr. Takeover would be... Who would be the... I guess Finn Balor, right? Yeah, that's fair. Finn Balor should be the real Mr. Takeover, but whatever. Sure, Gargano has the most high quality matches, so that's why he's Mr. Takeover, like Shawn Michaels is Mr. WrestleMania. But bro, this Gargano way is awful. You're sucking right now. Something's gotta change. And he said that on Twitter. He said it on his Twitter account. Yeah, I'm better than this. Something's gotta change. I don't know what needs to change, but I don't like what we're doing with Johnny Gargano. He is so directionless, and he's turning into the wrong kind of enhancement talent, or jobber. If he's losing all the goddamn time, you can't put people over. That was Chris Jericho's problem. Chris Jericho's problem is that he lost so much that it stopped meaning stuff. Chris Jericho can't put you over if he's always losing. Because that's just devaluing his talent. With Gargano, it's like, all he does is lose. God damn. This is... So yeah, I'm proud of Damian Priest, and I'm glad that he's doing great. Because he's a great talent, but God, I really don't like what they're doing with Johnny. I hate it, matter of fact. Do something. Do something else with him. I think you should turn him back into a babyface. Because we all know if there was a real crowd, he would be getting Johnny Wrestling chance anyways. Right? Okay. But yeah, that... Good match! Just his direction... I'm just baffled at how directionless he is. It's not good. But to be fair, he's not in the worst position. Because that goes to the next guy. We got Kushida versus Velveteen Dream. This wasn't necessarily a squash match, but it was hell of a beating. It was a hell of a beating. Kushida beat the ever-loving hell out of Velveteen Dream. That man was selling his ass off. He was selling a lot. Velveteen Dream oversold to a point where it made me feel like this was his last match. You ever just watch a match and you go, why is this guy doing a lot? He's doing a lot. A little too much. Is he going somewhere after this? That's the feeling I got with Velveteen Dream. And after the match, the way it ended, I was like, yeah, I think he's gone for a while. But yeah, essentially the entire match was Kushida going madman on Velveteen Dream's arm. You saw unique submissions, very painful looking submissions. And he was aggressive. He was vicious. You had Velveteen Dream screaming in agony. And it just got to a point where he had no choice but to tap out. Love the counters, by the way. Love that counter to the Death Valley Driver, the rolling Death Valley Driver into the key lock, whatever the hell he calls it. Is it surfboard, board lock, whatever the hell. The key lock that he does, that's his finisher. And Velveteen Dream taps out. But then afterwards, Kushida, he ain't done. He then goes to work on Velveteen Dream's arm, hooks him at arm breaker. I think he does another key lock. He does a lot more damage to the arm. You had to have paramedics and officials go out there to break him off. Velveteen Dream's like, get him off me, get him off, man, get him off. He didn't let go. He just went to town on it, and yeah, it looks like Velveteen Dream's gonna be gone for a while. So let's just talk about it. Let's just address the big elephant in the room. It was a mistake to bring him back. It was. Even I said it. Now, I already did a video on the allegations and stuff, so I'm not going to talk about it. I personally think, even if he was innocent, the way they handled it was not the best way. We really need to address this. Velveteen Dream needs to do a press conference. Maybe he needs to go to court. Something needs to be done where he has to, either he needs to clear his name or he needs to do some time. Okay, because his reputation, his popularity is shot. Triple H went on, I forgot what social media platform, whether it was Twitter, or Facebook, whatever. He was on social media talking about Velveteen Dream is immature. His immaturity is getting in the way of his rise to the top. Which, that was one of those things where I went, immaturity, Triple H? Is that what that is? Immaturity, okay? Nice choice of words. But yeah, like, it does get to a point where you can't ignore it no more. Hashtag Velveteen Dream it wasn't trending, but yeah, it was catching some steam. Every time you see him on TV, fire Velveteen Dream. It was a mistake to bring him back. You need to address the allegations. He needs to clear his name. Because until you do, everywhere he goes, fire Velveteen Dream. Pedophile. A disgrace to the wrestling business. Do I think Patrick Clark is a pedophile? I don't know. I think that entire situation is fishy. I think there's a lot of things about that doesn't make any sense. But I don't know. What I do know is this. Until you clear it up, he's fucked. He's fucked. So this was the right move to make. Take him off TV and don't bring him back until he clears his name. And if more evidence comes out that he might in fact be a pedophile, get rid of him. I don't care how good he is. I think he's an excellent wrestler. Great personality. But no, we don't have room for pedophiles. We don't. Do I think personally that he's a pedophile? I don't really have an answer one way or another. It's just at this point, if I choose a side, I'm damned if I do and damned if I don't. So I'm not going to answer that question. Here's what I will say. I made a video about it. Go watch it. It's on my channel. But yeah, that was the right move to make. They took him off for good. At least until the allegations are cleared. Let's move on. Good match though. Really good match. Just damn. Let's not talk about Velveteen Dream. Can we? Let's make that vow here tonight. I don't want to hear a single goddamn sentence or detail about Velveteen Dream. Now, I also see people in the live chat talking about people calling him up. No. No. That's the last thing that needs to happen. You seriously want to call him up right now? Of all times to call him up. To be fair, Velveteen Dream probably should have been called up 2019. He should have been called up last year. At the very latest last year. But now is no. Nah, they better not call him up. That would be an even worse mistake. You're really asking for it if you call him up to the main roster. So no, I don't see that happening. They're not calling him up. I don't see it happening. Alright, so let's move on. No more Velveteen Dream talk until this whole thing is cleared up. Let's make that vow. Together. Fist it. Boom. Yeah, we're fisting. NXT Cruiserweight title. We got King Cuerno versus Killshot from Lucha Underground. No, seriously, that's what this is. This is Isaiah Swerve Scott, who was Killshot, taking on King Cuerno, who is now Santos Escobar. And I gotta say, this is a great match. Hell of a match. If you love luchador style, high flying cruiserweight action, yeah, this is the match for you. And I thought it was fast paced. Did a lot of crazy moves in there. We had an appearance from this guy named Ashanti the Adonis. Who the hell is that? Should I know who that is? Because I don't. Was he on NXT recently? Did he debut on NXT and I haven't been paying attention? Have I been that much out of the loop? Because I have no idea who the hell he is. He showed up. Oh my god, it's Ashanti the Adonis. I'm like, who the fuck is that? Reminds me of when Excalibur marked out for the debut of The Blade and the Butcher. The Blade! The Butcher! And Jim Ross went, who? That was me with Ashanti the Adonis. I'm just like, who the hell is this? Okay, sure. Yeah, we had the interference from him to help Isaiah Swerve Scott because Santos Escobar's boys were interfering and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, sure. Great match. Don't like the ending. I don't like the result of the ending. I don't think I'm supposed to. How about that? But at the same time, I didn't like the way the ending went off either. There was a spot during the match where Isaiah Swerve Scott was supposed to fall back on the apron and bump his head on the back of the ring apron, the exposed turnbuckle. When he did it, it looked fake. It looked like he didn't even hit it, but he sold it like he did. And it didn't come across very well at all. That was terrible. But it got the point across. Escobar escapes with the victory. He beats Isaiah Swerve Scott again. Is anyone else just not feeling this stable with Santos Escobar? Now, I like Santos Escobar. I think he has a natural charisma about him. I do think he reminds me of Shang Tsung a little bit. But this stable's not clicking. It's missing something. I thought the whole idea was, all right, this is a stable of established luchadors. It's just like, it's semi-lucha underground in NXT, where they carry themselves like professional men, but when they get inside the ring, they wrestle like luchadors. No, like these guys they change their entire style up. It's heels. They're just regular chicken shit heels, which I hate. I don't like that. Like, why would you got three of the best high flyers literally in wrestling today, and they're wrestling like regular chicken shit heels, which, why are you doing that? Raul Mendoza is a really good high flying wrestler. Then you got DJ Z, Joaquin Phoenix, Joaquin Phoenix, that's not his name. Joaquin Wild. Yeah, the Joker. Nah, Joaquin Wild, who is DJ Z. I'm like, come on now, man. And then you got King Cuerno. On paper, that's a hell of a stable. King Cuerno, DJ Z, and Raul Mendoza. Man, how are we messing this up? I was ready for Isaiah Swerve Scott. I was ready for him. But they're going with the whole sympathetic babyface booking of his. Maybe he'll win the championship sometime in the future, but man. Yo, I'm ready. I am ready for Isaiah Swerve Scott to win the championship. You look at Isaiah Swerve Scott, he has everything you should want in a main event player. Got a unique look, excellent wrestler, he's got personality to him, and he's got charisma. What are we doing? What are you doing? Yo, I don't agree with that call. Isaiah should have won that match. I don't know why they had Escobar keep the belt. I know why, because you gotta get that heat on him, brother. Gotta get that heat. So there you go. Great match, without question. easily a match that you should check out. But I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling this, what is it called again? Something Phantasma kind of stable, whatever. I'm not feeling it. It's not even memorable to me. Oh. Let's talk about this NXT Women's Championship match. So, Candice and Io have always had great to amazing matches. Always. Their first match last year, one of the best women's matches of 2019. Hands down. Hands down. With that said, I have the exact same problem with Candice that I have with Johnny Gargano. You suck as a heel. Not like performance-wise. Same thing. Not performance-wise. Heel promos, all that stuff, fine. But in terms of accomplishing anything, y'all have not done shit. Same thing here. You had Candice go out there, get help from Gargano, and still lose to Io Shirai. I don't understand what we're doing with the Garganos. I don't. What are we doing with Candice and Johnny? Are we just making them enhancement talent now? We're gonna put everybody over? Why? I don't get it. I don't. I was at least hoping that you would give them the belts to establish them, because that's what I thought they were going with. I'm like, no, this is a layup. The Garganos are walking out with the championships because they've been trying to build to them being the power couple for such a long time, and then they don't capitalize on it. Now I'm like, why did we turn them heel? Why did we turn them heel? We should have never turned them heel. Never. I'm gonna say it. This is okay. So I won't lie. I enjoy Candice a lot more as a heel than I do Gargano, Johnny Gargano. Regardless, as a couple, this has been one of the worst heel turns that they've done because they haven't done shit. As heels, they haven't done shit. Nothing was accomplished with them going heel. So let's do ourselves a favor and do something else with them, because I am beyond just done with the Garganos as heels. Because I at least thought, all right, you gotta throw them a bone here. At least one of them needs to win the championship. I was on the impression that Candice was gonna win. Even when Johnny lost the championship, I was like, okay, maybe they're gonna do Candice win the championship and then Johnny would be her cuck husband or something like that. No, they didn't even do that. Candice just lost. So I'm like, what are we doing here? What was the point of having them lose? Whatever. So Io beat Candice LeRae. It was a great match. Overall, I didn't like the fact that Gargano went out there in a referee shirt to do the count. That was so main roster bad booking. That's so dumb. He's not an official referee. Why would that count? Okay. Afterwards, we got the Ember Moon reveal, and we got the return of Toni Storm. So, alright, we lose Tegan Nox, but we get Toni Storm and Ember Moon as a result. So, awesome. That's a great trade, actually. Alright. Main event time. Finn Balor taking on Kyle O'Reilly. I did a lot of praising when it comes to this match in my preview predictions. I said that this was going to be the match that people remember most about this show, because a lot of people weren't talking about this match. Everybody was like, ugh, Kyle O'Reilly versus Finn Balor, that's an NXT match. I don't think anyone's saying that now. I thought these two had an amazing match. I thought Kyle O'Reilly came out. This was his coming out party. I thought he delivered as a main event player. I'm like, yeah, okay. That was a main event. I love the stiffness. I love the brutality. I love the chain wrestling. I was getting Kurt Angle and Chris Benoit vibes. I was like, oh my god. Oh my god, chain wrestling. Oh, I haven't seen this in a while. Yeah, it reminded me of Benoit and Kurt Angle, man. I was like, yeah, there you go. Tear in my eye. But yeah, it was definitely a wrestling match. And it was a hell of a wrestling match. That being said, I am, once again, very disappointed in NXT. Because as great as this match was, amazing. Finn Balor, still one of the best performers they have in WWE, not just NXT, but WWE. Did his thing with Kyle O'Reilly. Made him look like a main event player. Props to him for that. But Balor ultimately proves that he's the better man and beats Kyle O'Reilly. So, you had an opportunity here to springboard this match into a high angle. Something that would make me go, damn, I gotta watch NXT. I was certain that this was gonna be how the Undisputed Era broke up. I was under the impression that Adam Cole or the boys would come out and cost him the match. Or after he lost, they would come out and kick his ass for failing. Or something like that. And that's what I was looking for. I was like, okay, I'm pretty sure the Undisputed Era is going to somehow come out and attack him or whatever. It's going to be some kind of a crazy finish. Instead, what we got was, after Finn Balor beats Kyle O'Reilly, they shake hands. Ridge Holland shows up out of bumblefuck nowhere and drops Adam Cole ringside. He comes into the crowd and drops him ringside and walks away. I'm just like, what the hell? What? That's it? And then the show goes off the air. And I just let out such a large groan. I was like, oh man, really? Yeah, that was lame as hell. That was lame. NXT takeovers are usually really good with leaving you with hooks. I mean, one of the most notorious hooks is when Ciampa turned on Gargano. Like, you don't get any. It doesn't hook you better than that. That is the hook of the hooks. Gargano turning on Ciampa. You know, it's just you need something. You need a hook. The debut of the Undisputed Era. Nakamura debuting. You know, we get a new champion. New champions crowned. Starts some new storylines. Nothing here. I mean, I guess Ridge Holland attacking Adam Cole is a start of a new storyline, but why do I care? What? Who the hell is Ridge Holland? Yeah, I didn't like what they did there. I thought that was a mistake. Sorry. I think we could have done better. That was a very lame finish. Overall, I thought it was a good show. I'm not going to sit here and say it was terrible or anything like that. No, there has yet to be one bad show from NXT in terms of their takeovers. With that said, this is easily one of their weakest ones. This is going down as like a top 30 takeover. Not one that I would go back and rewatch. If it comes on and I have nothing else to watch, sure, I'll take a look at it. I won't be mad that I'm watching it again, but it's just a good show in a vacuum. I'm still not all that interested in NXT. I need something to get me interested again. So hopefully we'll get something going into the next year. But right now, they ain't got nothing for me. But that's just me. Live chat. Give me your thoughts. What y'all got to say about it? What y'all got to say? Let's see. The Io versus Candice match made me so mad. It made me miss a third of the Balor O'Reilly match. Why is that? Why did it make you so mad? Firestar Heart, there comes a point where your injuries start to speak for you in your career. It's getting worrisome that Tegan Knox keeps injuring her ACL, or any part of her leg. It might be time. Yeah, it does get to a point where, how do I put this? I'm not saying that her career is over with, but if you're constantly getting leg injuries, you become a liability to not just yourself, but to the company. So let's just hope it's not that bad, and hopefully she can get back to wrestling, but man, how many times is she gonna get hurt? Yo, Adam, no spamming, man. You just gotta say it once. What did I tell y'all about spamming? Come on, I'm being really nice about it. Don't be spamming. Quentin Gilbert, I hope they bring back the pumpkin entrance stage for NXT Takeover. Yeah, NXT Halloween Havoc. They should. They better. I'll be pissed off if they don't. Let's see here. Asim. Is it Asim? Maybe Fish and Roddy helped attack Cole. That doesn't make any sense. Why would he do that? Tino YT sat there only using Halloween Havoc for ratings against AEW. Tell me about it. I hate it. Latrell is here. It was a show with a little bit of build, but an average show at least. It has some things going for it, but yeah, it ain't much else worth talking about. Once you watch it, you go, I'm glad I watched it, but I'm not gonna watch it again. Good show, but not much else to say about it. Matthew Kingsworthy. The perfect way to describe this takeover, in my opinion, was great wrestling, but meh booking. We agree. We agree there. I wholeheartedly agree with that. Meh booking. Good wrestling, but eh. Not much else to say about it. Let's see here. Io Shirai. This is Candice LeRae was also good in my book. Great! I thought the match was great. I have to reiterate, the Garganos suck as heels. They suck as heels. The proof is in the pudding. They suck as villains. I thought Ridge Holland was Pat McAfee. See, if it was Pat McAfee, I would have marked out. I would have been like, hell yeah. Now that's someone I want to see again. Firestar Heart, I'm surprised that we didn't get a tag team match. Oh, because, well, we were supposed to get a tag team match, but the tag team champs got COVID. Tyler Breeze got COVID. So, they couldn't do the tag team championship match. Chauncey Bowens. Is it Chauncey? Chancey or Chauncey? I think it's Chauncey Bowens. On the other hand, though, I haven't watched NXT since Adam Cole lost the belt, so I'm not too heated. I just thought since they built Gargano and Candice as these heels, they win the belts. Me too! Like, you're doing all this talk about, oh, well, they're good heels and Gargano away. I'm like, well, you gotta establish them as heels. Right now, their heel run has been garbage. Candice LeRae deserves the NXT Women's Championship. Yeah, at the very least, I was hoping she would win, but not Gargano. Let's see here. Candice LeRae deserves. I read that. Honestly, McAfee versus Cole has been the most interesting part of this year's. Not really. I disagree. I think Keith Lee's run has been the most interesting part. I think Keith Lee became a major star because of the pandemic and them giving him a shot, which I'm happy to see. But man, outside of a couple of other things, Karrion Kross, Keith Lee, yeah, this has been a pretty weak, very weak run for NXT. Let's see here. NXT was fun, but missing Ciampa. Yeah, Ciampa didn't even get a match on this card. That's weird. Jalen says, Gargano does not have the charisma to pull off a heel turn off a white hot babyface run like Daniel Bryan did. And plus, Gargano is not even more naturally likable than Daniel Bryan. See, Daniel Bryan can make it work, cause he's just good at his job. He knows exactly how to act and what to do and what to say to make you hate him. Gargano is more annoying than hateable. You just go, Johnny, just shut up. Shut up, Johnny. You know what I mean? I think yeah, I think that's pretty much all I need to say about this. I do invite you guys to leave your thoughts down below in the comment section. Again, I'm not going to sit here and say it was a bad show. But in terms of getting me pumped and excited, it missed the mark. It missed the mark for me. So, good show. That is my review of NXT Takeover 31. Let's actually wait a while before we get another takeover. I don't think we need to do another one this year. I know we had the War Games coming up. I'm at the point now where it's like we can skip War Games. This year we can skip War Games, because why? Why even do War Games without an audience? How are you gonna do the two arena? How are you gonna do the two ring build without? Yeah, let's just skip War Games this year. We can bring it back next year. We need a break from takeovers right now. Use this time to build some buzz for your brand, because right now you got nothing. Thank you guys for watching. Give me your thoughts down below. Like the video, subscribe, do all that. And be sure you check out more of my content when it comes out. Thank you all for making me a part of your night. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. This is Alyx, just Alyx, signing out right here in Alyx's world. Take it easy. Peace.
We'll be right back.